Hello, welcome to ChromeIllusion.com. I'm Stephen Burns, and we're going to do a tutorial where we're going to do some compositing techniques, and we're also going to do a technique where we're going to add a skyscraper here to the right behind the side of this wall here, and it's going to conform to the perspective of the scene. So first of all, I like to get rid of this boring sky here, and I'm going to utilize my channels to do that. And if you look at our layers, you can see that I've duplicated my original background layer. If I turn it off, this is the sky that I'm going to replace it with. So let's go ahead and start with that. So let's go back to our channels here and select the red, green, and blue and determine which one of these channels gives us a really nice separation between our foreground elements and the sky itself. And I think the red is probably going to do the best in this instance. So I'm going to select the red, and let's go ahead and duplicate that. And let's apply a blend mode to the red channel. Let's kind of get in a little bit closer so we can see exactly what's going to be happening along these edges. I'm going to access my image and apply image, which basically means take an image from somewhere and apply it to the one that's selected. And we're applying the red copy to itself, but using a blend mode of multiply. And what's happening is that multiply mode is starting to darken down the details here to separate our foreground and background. Let's go ahead and do it again. Image, apply the image, and you can see right down in here where we could barely see this wall before. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in close right there at the edge of that building. The apply image has allowed us to see that a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just facilitate the process here by selecting that, and we're going to obviously ultimately fill that with black. I'm going to go to the option backspace or alt backspace as well, which is fill with the foreground color, and go ahead and command D for delete or deselect the selection. So go right ahead and take a look at this. Alright, so looks like all my edges are being selected pretty well, and I'm going to do one last thing here. Let's go ahead along the top, and I'm going to add the polygonal lasso tool right along the edge here as well, and that's going to help get rid of some of these very contrasting areas. And once again, fill that with black and get rid of that as well. Now let's go and apply image once again. Image, apply the image in multiply mode. There it is. See, now I'm getting a nice clean selection between all of my elements, including everything over here to the right hand side. And let's go over here and just minimize this real quick so it gets it out of our way. And our foreground color is going to be black, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the burn tool and burn only the shadow areas, and making sure that 100% on the exposure is selected. And if I quickly just start wiping these areas clean, especially up in here, there we go, that works really well. Get these sides good. Alright, that works really well. Now at this point, all I'm going to do is just get the lasso tool and select all of the areas all the way around. And what color are we going to fill this with? That's right, we're going to fill this with black. Okay, that's a nice clean selection. And Control D, Control or Command D. And I'm going to get in a little bit closer so we can see what we're doing. And you can see right in here that we have a little bit of a problem. Some little artifacting happening here along the edge. That's not a problem. Let's go over to our dodge tool. We're going to dodge the highlights. Let's bring this down here. Bring my brush down a little bit more. And let's clean that up. Okay, there we are. Clean it up. And all it's going to do is affect the highlights only. Here we are. Not bad. Looking pretty good. I'm going to go right over here into the trees. Bring that on over. Bring it on down. And let's clean up these edges right along here. Alright. So it's not looking too bad. And I'm going to inverse this because it's the architecture that I want to keep. So Command or Control I. And let's go Command 0, Control 0. And let's go ahead and open up the layers. And all I'm going to do is Command click on the mask to get the merging ants equivalent. And when we go to our layers, hit the apply the mask, and it's going to apply the mask, cutting out the sky. Alright, and when we come back, we're going to fine tune these edges to make this look a lot more effective in terms of the sky blocking out. And then we're going to apply our perspective grid. So if you want to learn a little bit more about who I am, then please go to my website, chromallusion.com. Be sure to click on the tutorials link, and you'll be able to view quite a number of tutorials from basic to intermediate to advanced, or as well as 3D tutorials. I hope you enjoy them, and stay tuned for our next video presentation in creating the perspective grid.